Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Matt.
And I'm Brian, and I got my brother from another mother, Matt, with me today, and we got a cool cultivar highlight for you.
I got the Oklahoma in the house. We got a few different nicknames going on here. We love jumping in here for these cultivar highlights. Guys, we've got a good one for you today. You probably know a little bit about some of the trees we've been working on here at our nursery. We have a thing called the Pendulous Treasures Collection, and those are weeping style Japanese maples with a palmate leaf, kind of like Ryusin in that kind of vein. They have that pendulous habit to them with some very unique outside the box traits.
Man, there's some new cutting edge stuff out there. I got to brag on these guys sometimes because there's some really cool cultivars that they're coming out with. I love the concept of the Pendulous Treasures. The Weeping Ryusin styles, like one of my favorites. Yeah. I mean, they're always such an eye-catching presence out in the garden. And we've got a couple varieties of those now. And this one in particular, really caught my interest when you told me about it.
I was at the back of the nursery. I've been putting out some sod on a bank. I've been closing doors up, and Brian said, get your behind up here right now. You got to shoot a video with me. These Ghost Dragon are looking amazing. Woo. So today we're going to be talking about Acer palmatum Ghost Dragon. I come a-running because it looks awesome right now. And guys, this one has a lot of unique characteristics to it. Like, one of the most prominent things is that in early spring, it typically leaves out with kind of a cupped look with a purple nail.
Right.
So that's what most people are going to see in that early spring garden. Really cool tree though, and some decent fall colors too.
Absolutely, yeah. This gets a nice bright, fiery orange red in the fall. Really striking fall color on that. And again, this is right there in that same category with all those other Ryusin weeping types. You can stake that up to about as high as you want to, let that cascade down. You can let it just weep across the ground. Planting it on the hillside, letting it weep over. Right. I mean, there's so many cool ways you can grow this plant. That's what I love this style.
All right, so let's get to the point. Brian, he got me on the radio. He's like, the ghosts are ghosting.
That's right,
Get up here right now. So I took off. We're up here. One of the cool characteristics about Ghost Dragon, if you can give it a little bit of early light and then kind of slow it down some. So you don't want to leaf out super fast, kind of like Ukigumo.
Yeah.
You don't want it to have a really fast spring. So you might not see this in some of the higher heat areas unless you're leafing out in more of a shadier spot with some morning sun. We didn't do anything funky to these at all. They've just been in a normal greenhouse here with everything else, and they've got a heavy reticulation to them right now. So you can kind of see what inspired that Ghost moniker in the Dragon from the Weeping. So we kind of combined the Ghost series and the Weeping Ryusei means Ryu means dragon. So you've got Ghost Dragon here, and you can see a little bit about kind of the influences on that name right now.
Definitely. We'll give you some up close looks here. I mean, there's some really interesting reticulation going on in these. I mean, just think about that, having something as close as the Ghost types that you're familiar with, combining that with a Ryusin type. I mean, it's really cool. It's kind of like the holy grail of like
interesting.
And this one is, it's sometimes it could be very subtle in that leaf. Right now they're giving on a really strong display of it. That's why I got all excited. I'm like, Matt, you got to come check this out. This is what we needed to capture to really show you guys what this cultivar can be and why it was selected.
Right. These are interesting seedlings. They're an F2 seedling we went through here at the nursery, and we were looking for, unique traits. It's a sister seedling to that Looking Glass Falls with a purple border. And this one, it stopped me dead in my tracks. I'm not gonna lie, it was in a sales area. And I was showing somebody around back in the day when we used to do appointments. And they were like, I want that one. I was like, no, so do I.
Yeah.
So it left the sales area really quick. It'd been put in the sales area out of leaf.
Right.
And it was part of an evaluation process. It really wasn't an area that was for sale.
Right.
Since we were by appointment. So it wasn't really in the sales area. But, the guy was like, I want that. And I was like, yeah, me too, but we're going to make sure everybody gets it. So we're going to keep this and evaluate it. And that's what became Ghost Dragon. Now, you get some really unique kind of subtle variegation over top of this. Right now, you can see it has that Higashiyama kind of style swirl, and it's not as pronounced as like eye candy or Higashiyama, but you can see where it's in that vein. And not everybody's going to get this. If you're in a high heat area and you're leafing it out super fast in full sun, you're probably not going to see a lot of this. If you can slow the tree down, and I think as the tree matures too and it shades itself out, you're going to get more of this. But, just super cool characteristic. The first variegated Ryusin style out there, so I think it's interesting in that. But it also brings that kind of subtlety to it and that etching that makes it really weird.
It really does draw your eye into it. I mean, I was out here taking some pictures and just kind of cruising through the greenhouse,
Right.
and I was like, ooh, man, that's looking really nice. But you're right, it has that kind of Higaseyama style. You can see just a little bit of pink blushing across the edges on that too. Some of them really got some nice little coloration on the borders on this. So like I said, it's not always going to be that consistent as far as where you're going to plant this or the climate that you're in. But like you said, we didn't do anything special to these. We were just in a 1 gallon pot here in the greenhouse.
Yeah, regular fertilizer.
And we're getting consistency from, I mean, I've got a line of them here, and every one of these are showing that reticulation right now. So that's really what got me excited. I was like, man, this is like the perfect example of what this plant can do.
I think people will see even more of this in trees as they mature out and slow down some. But I think what's going to be always consistent is that bright pink kind of border to it, that spring interest, and like a real nice orangey red in the fall. And then some seasons, kind of like with Ukigumo, some seasons you're going to get something that just blows your mind. And it's like, that is truly variegated. It's outside the box.
Right.
And it's something new. So just a whole different set of genetics for a weeping style Japanese maple with that palmate style leaf, and something interesting. I mean, it certainly caught my eye. I mean, I walked up on the original looking just like this, and I was like, "Whew, okay, I need to pull this." So,
and that's what really gets me excited. I know you get all jacked up about it too. Is just that complete like plant evolution. You know, we're always looking for the next thing that's going to be something that's a standout in the cultivars, in the trade. You know, setting these new standards for different types of cultivars, different styles of maples. I mean, and this really does kind of blend a lot of those things that a lot of people in tons of different landscapes can really get and grasp and understand what this can do.
Oh yeah, and I'm excited for you to be part of that. As we're expanding our staff here at MrMaple, we're going to have more time for evaluations and trials. We're going to have more time to expand that Area 51 collection and be looking at new and exciting things. I mean, just think of the F2 off Ghost Dragon, right?
Oh man.
So I mean, crazy stuff happening here. I love this plant though. It's definitely a whole new thing if you like weeping or reticulated style Japanese maples. It's a must-have. And I think if you can grow this one, even if you're in a higher heat area, if you can grow it in a higher shade canopy, like maybe an oak canopy or something like that, you're still going to experience a lot of this cool reticulated variegation.
Absolutely. Man, I was just excited. I was like, we got to share this with everybody out there on our channel. I know you guys are looking for the cool stuff. This is definitely far out. You know, for me, I was just like, man, this looks amazing. I was like hollering at Corbin, come over here, check this out. Let me show you what this thing can do. I'm texting Matt, calling Matt, I'm blowing his phone up. But anyway, I just got all jazzed up about it. I was like, we got to do a cultivar highlight. I didn't think we hadn't got a chance to do that yet.
It's really a good time to show this one off for what it can be.
Yeah.
And again, it can be a little inconsistent. I always let people know that up front with this one. You know, it's so can Ukigumo, but it's still a worthwhile plant to have. This one, if you can get the right conditions, it's going to be insane and just something you've never seen before.
Yeah. Well, man, we greatly appreciate you guys watching and tuning in on all our videos. Man, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're putting out new content every single day here on the channel, and you never know when something crazy like Ghost Dragon is going to appear.
Guys, these will be coming to a 10 at 10 near you, so be signed up for those weekly emails. That's where we drop new plants every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. We actually drop 20 new plants. And hey, if you think we've earned it with this video, definitely subscribe. We'd love for you to be part of our MrMaple community we have here. We've got a lot of people in that premieres that go in there in that live chat.
Yeah.
And when we say community, we mean it. It really feels like a community now. And it's exactly why we want to do this channel. It's grown such an interesting gardening community. So if you felt like we've earned it, you know, give us a subscribe, join those chats going on. And for everybody else, share and like. We really appreciate that as well. And if you want a Ghost Dragon, be checking MrMaple. These will be dropping.
So take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.